Important place to have a strong presence, defining the game instead of being defined by it. To that end, Congressman Ami Bera with me now live to talk about a new bipartisan resolution designed to make sure the U.S. is not left behind on what's being discussed as a national security issue. Good morning to you.
Thank you. Thanks for having me on.
We will get to all of that in just a minute, but with you being on the House Foreign Affairs Committee, I have to ask you about another national security issue. The president speaking to the country yesterday, revealing that a drone strike took out al-Qaeda leader Ayman al-Zawahiri in Afghanistan. Al-Zawahiri is believed to have been heavily involved in the planning the 9/11 attacks, along with Osama bin Laden, his right hand, if you will. For all the criticism of the Biden administration about this country's chaotic pullout of Afghanistan, the president said then, quote, "We will maintain the fight against terrorism in Afghanistan and other countries. We just don't need to fight a ground war to do it." And here we are 11 months later.
Yeah, no, and this was an important get for us. And this is a terrorist that most of us think was the brains behind 9/11, but he perpetrated other terrorist attacks, the USS Cole and others. So to get him and track him down after 21 years, hugely important. And it does show our over-the-horizon capabilities. Even if our troops are not in Afghanistan, no terrorist is going to be safe.
You chair the House Foreign Affairs Subcommittee on Asia, the Pacific, Central Asia, and non-proliferation. First, lots of concern about China today in reaction from that country with Speaker Pelosi going to Taiwan. What is your reaction to that?
I think it's important that she followed through with her trip. She's been a long time, supporter of Taiwan, and I think it's very important that we're U.S. elected officials. We should be able to travel where we want to travel, especially when we're visiting friends, and it shouldn't be up to foreign countries to dictate where we can and cannot travel. I would never expect to tell Xi Jinping where he could go, and I don't expect Xi Jinping to be able to tell us as U.S. elected officials where we can travel.
Important, but it is coming along with threats from that country. We know that the military is monitoring all of that. Have you been given any updates about the nature of those threats or having to sort of block any of that at this moment?
I was originally invited to go on this trip, so paid real close attention to the speaker's agenda and what she's doing. I think you'll see some of that saber rattling. You may see some military air flights and so forth. But at the end of the day, let's all calm down. We're not changing our policy towards Taiwan, which is a one China policy. But again, it's up to the people of Taiwan to decide who can visit and who can't visit, as well as it's up to us to decide where we visit. So let's not escalate this and blow this out of proportion, but let's actually talk and try to get our relationships to a better place.
Well, staying with China, it's big when it comes to digital trade. You and a bipartisan group have drafted a resolution stressing that the U.S. takes a greater role in digital trade with like-minded countries. There's concern that with the vacuum created by an absence of leadership, China fills the void, and that's a national security issue, right? We risk unchecked Chinese censorship and surveillance?
Very, very much so. So much of our commerce, our movement of goods, trade starts to happen in the digital realm, and so much of our communications as well. We feel like we ought to be partners in setting the rules of the road. The countries in the Indo-Pacific region, Australia, New Zealand, Singapore, Japan, Korea, they all would like us to set those rules as well. And since so much of the digital commerce goes through the United States, we've really signaled to the Biden administration that Democrats and Republicans, House and Senate, feel like this is an area that we ought to take the lead on. We ought to set the rules and then hold China and others accountable to those rules.
And this sounds like something we should understand, but when you say digital trade, the impact is massive. It supports nearly 8 million American jobs, but it's more than just the tech sector. Digital trade is far more than just that. It supports, as I said, nearly 8 million jobs. What do we really mean when we say digital trade?
Yeah, so it's a huge area. So it could be anything from that small entrepreneur running their business out of their house in Carmichael and selling goods and services across the world to where is data housed, where is data located. So, many of the, if we're selling products in China or doing commerce in China, they want to locate all of that data in China. So does that create a national security threat? Does that create privacy threats? So it's a real broad definition of how we move information, how we move currency. As you see cryptocurrency, what are those rules, and how does cryptocurrency, how do you look at those marketplaces? So really broad definition.
Alrighty. Right now, Cal Fire crews are battling the largest wildfire the state has seen this year, the McKinney Fire that we've been reporting on in Siskiyou County. The Oak Fire is still burning near Yosemite and Mariposa County. 7 of the largest such incidents in state history have happened in just the last 5 years. And you just added 2 amendments to the Wildfire Response and Drought Resiliency Act. Both of them are kind of about research, right?
Yeah, we have to understand what is now the new normal. Our hearts go out to the folks that are, in the McKinney Fire, and I understand we've lost some individuals there. We've got to better understand this. We've got to do better monitoring, but we've also got to do better forestry management and do what we can to mitigate these fires. Because on the West Coast, as we get drier and drier, these are probably going to be the new norm. So it is focused on the research. It's understanding what we should do and how we understand what the next decade might look like.
And researching the effects of all being in the fires on firefighters and then also on drinking water systems. And just quickly, we know you were in Citrus Heights yesterday talking about a well that is all about really kind of getting at better storage, which is always a problem and always discussed when it comes to discussions about drought and California's water situation, right?
Absolutely. We were out there yesterday, touring with the Citrus Heights Water District. Again, we've asked for $1.5 million. It did pass in the House Appropriations Bill, so now let's get it through the Senate. And what it would do is it would actually, in wet years, take surface water, take water out of the American River and pump that into the aquifer so we could store it there. And then in dry years, you could actually pump that water out. And it's a smart way to do things. It's a smart way to build storage capacity. We did get some funding for Citrus Heights and Carmichael in the last budget. So, this is, the drought's going to be with us for a while. So let's start storing as much water as we can and being smart about this.
Well, thank you so much for your insight this morning on everything from Taiwan to this well in Citrus Heights. Storage is something so many people in so many communities are asking for. We appreciate you.
Thank you. Be well and be safe.